I'm Gary Martin, one of the PGA pros from Huddersfield Golf Club, and today I'm joined by Toheed.
Hi, good evening.
And we're going to be doing a custom fit today, aren't we?
I'm excited.
So Toheed has had the Bullet golf clubs. He's had 6-7 weeks of golf now.
Absolutely.
And he's got the bug. He's ready to upgrade.
Well, when I popped into your shop a few months ago, before the lockdown, I never imagined that I will have custom fitted clubs.
Yeah.
Frankly, I didn't even know that clubs are tailor-made. Sorry, clubs are custom fitted. So here we are. I saw only the tour players, as well as people who are champions, for example. They have these clubs fitted. But now I realize it's quite a common occurrence, isn't it?
Yeah, and do you know what? That's a great point here, because I think a lot of new golfers don't think they're good enough for a custom fit, and it's not true.
Right,
we,
okay.
as golf pros, offer custom fitting for newer golfers like Toheed. It's not as in depth as if you were to fit a tour pro, because obviously we have to consider the development of the golfer, you know. So what I fit a newer golfer is a 5-star custom fitting, and that's what we're going to show you today, aren't we?
I think if you have custom fitted clubs, you will play a little better. It will assist you. You will enjoy more.
Definitely.
If you play a better shot, you will enjoy more. Exactly. I know it's expensive, I must admit, but here we go.
And I think just to finalise on that point, Toheed's done it the right way. He's got a budget set. He's had 5 or 6 weeks playing golf. He's loving the game, and he's not gone and blown sort of £700-800 on a non-custom fitted set, because I think if he had, he wouldn't be here today. You know, because he'd have tied all his money up in a set of clubs, and now, because he's loving the game, he's going to get a custom fitted set, which is, you know, that's the way to do it, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a little premature for me, because he said I started enjoying it, but at the same time, he asked me to rectify my weight shift from the left foot towards the right foot and in the driver shot. Yeah. And I did it. I did it well. I don't know, it's just probably sheer luck, but I managed to do it. But it killed my back, so he's responsible for physio as well now.
He's got the bug, guys. He's going to be like me, keep swapping and changing clubs soon.
No, this will last for 10 years.
So just to update you where we are, we've done a little bit of club testing.
Yes.
We've narrowed it down now to 2 clubs, so we narrowed it down to Ping and TaylorMade.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit more further testing, and then when Toheed's comfortable with, you know, what brand we're going to go for, I'm going to show you what to expect in a custom fit for a new golfer. Okay.
But we have narrowed down to a couple of them, Ping and TaylorMade. Let's see which goes into my bag.
I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always...
Now we've actually determined the club. What did we determine, Toheed?
I think it'll be TaylorMade.
TaylorMade.
That's how I think, because I felt a little bit more in control and I felt better when I was holding it in my hand. It's the feeling, obviously I do not know the technical stuff at this stage, but it's how you feel when you hold the club and how the club will look in your bag. I think both are important.
It does make a big difference. You've got to enjoy what you're playing with, you know, and looks do make a difference. But from a coaching point of view, I felt that he struck the TaylorMade more consistently. He got better distance, you know, about 15 yards longer than the Ping on the irons. And on the driver, it was about 20 yards further. And I think that may be partly just because you felt comfortable.
I think it makes a difference if you like something and you're a little bit more excited. And physiologically and psychologically, it gives you a bit of boost.
It was definitely a confidence thing, I think, with Toheed. So first things first, we're going to start with what we call a static fitting. So most manufacturers would provide a custom fitter with a static fitting chart. And this is based on how tall the player is and their wrist to floor measurement, or their fingertip to floor measurement, and that'd give us a starting point to tell you what length of shaft you need and what wire and club you need, so whether it's upright or flat. So it's only a starting point. And then what we're going to do, because Toheed's had a little bit of experience playing now, is we are just going to do a little bit of a dynamic fit. So this takes into consideration what happens when he actually strikes the ball. So first thing's going to just step on the mat for us. and just pop your arms out by your side. So we're going to use his glove hand here, which is your left hand, isn't it? So your target hand.
Yeah.
So his fingertip to floor is 70 centimetres. So if I look on TaylorMade's custom fitting chart, and how tall are you, Toheed?
5'10".
5'10", okay. So that would suggest that a good starting point for Toheed would be standard length and 1 degree upright. Standard length club, 1 degree upright. Now because he's having lessons by me, he's got quite a good posture, so I'm very sure that he is only going to be a standard length. However, we are going to go through the full fitting. So we're going to get Toheed just to hit a couple of balls first with this club just to get comfortable, and then we're going to put some face tape on to see whereabouts in the club face he's striking it. Great strike, well done. So just to give you a little bit more information, if Toheed had a bad posture, alright, he might consistently strike the ball towards the heel, and therefore we might need to sort of shorten the length of the shaft, alright, or he might consistently strike the ball towards the toe, and therefore we might need to lengthen the shaft. And that's what we're going to test now, Toheed. So we're going to pop this on your club face.
That's fine. I'm totally oblivious about these things, why he's mentioning, but I'm just leaving that in his capable hands. I'll just bash the balls.
Now what I want you to do after every shot, we're going to keep you guys in the loop. We don't hide anything here.
Yeah.
After every shot, I want you to walk up to the camera.
Okay.
And show her whereabouts you've struck it.
That's fine.
No pressure.
So I'll have to do my best then, eh?
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Already I'm under pressure.
That's it. You could show the people where you've struck it from. So zoom in. And whereabouts is it?
It's towards the toe.
Towards the toe. Okay, so let's do another one. So when we're doing this with sort of newer golfers, we would do about 5 or 6, 7, until we get a pattern. Great strike. That one sounded really good.
Again.
A bit towards the toe.
Yeah, again, very similar.
Yeah. Let's pop another one on. I think that's. I think the sound of that strike is probably. What can I say? What's a word for when it's compliments to TaylorMade?
Right.
He hit it towards the toe, and it sounded to me like he hit it out the middle.
Right.
So
Okay.
that just show you how forgiving these clubs can be.
Yeah. It's
That one's a bit more sort of lower towards the middle of the club. One more.
okay.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, that is.
So that's low again towards the middle.
But it's in the middle. Well, in the middle at the bottom.
Slightly lower towards the bottom.
Yes.
Just do one more.
Okay. So you're thinking I should be able to take divots and have us in the center? It has.
I think that as your ball striking improves, the ball will strike further up the face.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Let me try to go to the bottom if I can.
Now that's sounded a bit higher up the face to me. So a little bit heely.
Yes.
Alright, but higher up the face. So during the testing, Toheed's ball striking at the minute is a little bit inconsistent. It's a bit towards the toe, the heel and the centre.
Absolutely.
Which is very normal for a newer golfer, and I think that just, probably backs up the fact that we are going to go for the Sim 2 head, which is a little bit more of a forgiving iron, to help Toheed progress to, mid-handicap and beyond. So these game improvement irons, some of the shots he's hit, I felt, sounded like they're out the middle, sounded really
right,
good.
okay.
In fact, they were more towards the toe and heel. So
Frankly, I wouldn't be able to comment on that effectively, because I only used one club set bullet, and I do not know much difference between the sound and the quality of that sound when hitting with any other golf clubs.
And that's a great observation, because I think that is definitely something you pick up on more as you become a more experienced golfer. You pick up on the sound of a good strike and a bad strike, and you can identify when you hit them thin, fat, toe and heel.
That has been in the centre.
So at this stage, there'd be no reason for us to go, longer or shorter. So now we're going to test the lie. All right, now we're happy with the length being standard. We're going to test the lie of the club. So TaylorMade suggested, if Toheed had a perfect swing plane for our Tolly, is that we might need 1 degree upright. So we're setting a 1 degree upright, and we're going to put this tape on the bottom of the club. All right. If it marks towards the centre here, then it's going to suggest that it needs the 1 degree upright. If it marks towards the toe, it suggests that we might need to make the club a little bit more upright. And if it strikes towards the heel, it means that we might need to make the club. I need to, because I went in camera.
He missed out on something. I might miss it altogether.
Just set that in here. So we've got the lie tape on. If Toheed hits it towards the centre here, it means it's going to be 1 degree upright, as TaylorMade suggests. If it hits it more towards the toe, it means that we might have to make the club more upright. And if it hits it towards the heel, it means that we might have to make the club flatter. And I'm saying might because we haven't asked Toheed what his ball flight is yet, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
But you've forgotten one thing.
Go on then.
I might miss it altogether.
So, put the lie board down. If you can try and hit that off the board, it's as normal as possible.
Okay.
It won't hurt, so try and hit the ground, sweep the surface as you normally would.
Okay.
Well done. So that one, guys, is marked right across the centre of the tape, so that would suggest that 1 degree upright, would be correct. So it's basically saying you've got a good swing for how tall you are, Toheed.
Right. Okay.
And you know how your arms measure. So we do a few of these. That sounded a little bit clean. I don't know if you got that one. No. Just have another one.
Okay.
So just remember your tempo.
Okay.
That 80-90% swing.
Right. Okay.
What we do in coaching.
Right. Okay.
I think you're giving it the Toheed
Bashing.
That's better. Again, so it's marking towards the centre here.
Okay.
That's good.
I might as well.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit thin. Just pop another one on there.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you caught that one. Excellent. So not too dissimilar, pretty consistent from Toheed. They're all in a very similar position. Now Toheed, when you strike your irons well, what's typical ball flight? Is it straight? Does it pull to the left or does it slice to the right?
It's all sorts.
It's
all sorts. Yeah, we have to accept that. It's all sorts. Yes, but the variation is when I hit with the club, either it goes, obviously, whatever the variation in the middle, or I hook it. So I don't slice it, or I don't slice with the irons.
Yeah.
But I definitely slice with the driver.
The driver. So when you're talking about a hook, you mean it starts a little bit to the right and then it comes to the left?
To be honest, I'm not. It's not draw.
Yeah.
I have seen how people draw the shots. It's not draw. It's complete hook.
Right. Okay. So what that means then is for Toheed that we wouldn't want to put Toheed in a more upright lie than what the static fit suggests. So it suggested 1 degree upright for Toheed. Now, luckily, he's actually on the lie board. He is 1 degree upright. But if he had come out on the lie board at 2 or 3 degrees upright, I would have been very reluctant to put him into that more upright position because that could have actually worsened his bad shot. And if you want to find out a little bit more about that, have a look through my videos and have a look at face plane tilt. That's in the custom fit section, guys, and that'll explain a little bit more about face plane tilt and, you know, what the biggest mistakes people make when they're fitting clubs and when they don't understand what face plane tilt is. So we're going to crack on.
Okay.
We've determined now length and lie, and what we're going to start to have a look at now is whether Toheed's got the right shaft. So we're going to have a look at his club speed. We have just got a regular shaft in here at the minute, and we're going to determine whether you need a little bit of a stiffer flex.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm just going to be on the computer here, and I'll keep talking you through what's happening. So if you could just put a nice swing on it for me, Toheed. Another one, that's a nice shot.
Okay.
So Toheed's got a 7-iron here. He's swung that 77 miles per hour. It's carried 132 yards.
And mobile is ringing, but that's how it is because the whole program is just keep it raw, keep it real,
Yeah.
and nothing on the transcript at all.
No.
So my mobile started ringing, I'll switch it off and straight back to you. Right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
Right, let's see how he does with his second shot. Wow, that was a great strike. So Toheed's club head speed there, 81 miles per hour. He's hit it 142 yards carry, okay. Now, looking at his ball flight, he's playing a 7-iron, he's created about 6,300 in spin. So it is a little bit spinny, it's a little bit on the high side. So
What does that mean when you say it's a higher spin?
So what that means is that it's creating quite a lot of backspin on the ball, so the ball's climbing high.
Why I'm creating spin? Because of my swing or style or posture or stance or what?
You're asking the right questions. So there is, it can be down to technique, but first of all, obviously while we're in this custom fitting, what I'm starting to think is that Toheed's got a regular shaft in there. It's a low kick shaft as well. That's designed to create backspin.
Ah, right, okay.
So what we need to do first of all is start to test something that's a little bit heavier and a little bit sort of mid to higher kick to try to sort of control that spin on the ball, because I think that you're striking these pretty well. I don't think it's too much to do with technique here.
Right, okay.
I think you're catching these well, but it's creating too much backspin. So we're just going to swap these shafts over, guys.
Shall I try 1 or 2 more?
You can have another go, yeah. So what we do, we're going from the KBS Max, which is a standard sort of shaft, what is included, you know, on the shelf in the shops for the Sim Max 2. And we're going to stick in there a dynamic gold shaft, which is the same flex, but it's got a little bit higher kick point. And it's just very fractionally heavier. So it's not a stiff shaft, but because it's got a little bit more weight to it, it will play firmer. And because it's got a little bit higher kick point, it will spin a little bit less.
Right, okay. On top of that, my own preference, I don't want essentially lightweight irons.
No.
I don't mind having a little bit heavier because I feel my kind of, you know, arm have a little bit strength to deal with it. Although obviously I'm not that agile, and my own flexes are not as good as the shafts are.
As a custom fitter, and this is a conversation that we will have on camera because we're always honest here, is I try to consider Toheed's playing over the next maybe, you know, 5 years, because you're not just buying this set for today.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously Toheed's still young and fit.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm 54. look 64 and feel 74.
But I think, you know, you're pretty athletic, you're in good shape, and I think you can maintain, you know, this kind of sort of club speed for the next 5 to 6 years, where if he was maybe, you know, a little bit older, I might be reluctant to start to put heavier shafts in there, you know, because I feel
Right, okay.
But as you are at the minute, we can start to look at some heavier shafts.
No, again, not a good shot.
Yeah, and I think T's just made a really good point there, because I think when you do go for a fitting and you know you're trying shafts that are completely unfamiliar to you, you can sometimes, you know, it can have a bad effect, you know, on the ball flight and the contact, and you might be thinking, well, these clubs aren't right for me, you know, but as fitters we kind of understand that there is a transition into a new set. T's not going to walk away today with a set of clubs that he feels as comfortable as hitting, you know, as your own, because you've got used to them.
Is that a common thing?
That is very common.
Right, okay.
But so far I've not actually seen enough good results for this shaft.
Yeah.
You know, even his good shots weren't any better in spin and distance. So for me, it's a no on this shaft, and we're going to move on.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a little bit more time with Toheed. We're going to go through some more shaft options, try and get him that optimal launch and spin, and get him a shaft that he feels comfortable with, and then we'll come back to you guys to complete the fitting. So Toheed's absolutely exhausted now. He must have hit 150 balls.
And you are paying for my physio tomorrow.
But we have come to a conclusion that Toheed, he creates a little bit too much spin on the ball with a regular shaft. Now he's swinging right in the threshold between regular and stiff. But when we put him into the stiffer shaft, it really does reduce the spin a little bit. So Toheed was concerned that he's a bit worried that sometimes he might not swing fast enough for stiff. But in Toheed's case, you know, he actually reduces the spin on the ball a little bit for him, and it improves his ball flight and his distance. So it's not something I'm worried about so much, because I can see in Toheed that he has got potential to hit the ball harder. You know, when he gets the confidence, his club head speed with a 7-iron starts to increase up to sort of 85 and 86 miles per hour. So I've no doubt that as Toheed improves, you know, he will start to swing with a little bit more confidence and swing faster. But at the moment, whilst he's swinging sort of, you know, around about 79 to 80 miles per hour, it's really helping keep that spin, you know, optimal and creating a good launch so that he can get the distance. So the shaft we've decided on is a mid-launching shaft. It's the KBS Toe 120 gram stiff shaft. So that will really help him control his ball flight and get optimal distance. And, you know, we've tested many shafts, and that one is, you know, the best one, and he's actually starting to enjoy the feel of it as well. So we're going to finalise this by measuring his hands. I'm going to talk a little bit about grips, because choosing the right grip thickness doesn't just come down to the size of your hands, and that's what we're going to explain. So I'm using Golf Pride's fitting chart, so we're going to just measure your hand. We're going to start by measuring the wrist to his longest finger, which is 7.8 inches, and his longest finger is 3.4 inches. So if we look at the fitting chart, this would suggest that Toheed needs a standard grip thickness. However, Toheed during this fitting has been pulling the ball a little bit to the left, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Toheed to feel a standard grip, and then I'm going to get him to feel a slightly thicker grip, just to see what he thinks to the comfort, you know, and how secure they are in his hands. So if we start by just getting you to feel a standard grip.
Okay.
So just pick that one up. That should feel quite similar to the one you've been trying.
This is the standard.
Yeah, that's the standard one.
Okay.
Then, if you just hold, oh, it's this one here. And then if you could just, I can't stop him swinging. And then if you could just feel that one. So that one's slightly thicker, can you tell?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how does that feel in your hands compared to standard?
Can we put the head on?
And the reason I want Toheed to feel this grip is because sometimes if you go for a slightly thicker grip than is measured for you, it can help you slow the release of the club down. And in Toheed's case, it may help him hit the ball straighter.
Shall I hit another one then?
Yeah, you can do. You might have noticed we've absolutely destroyed James Robinson's pyramid. So tag him in that one, guys. We want to wind him up as much as we can.
I think I feel a little bit more comfortable with the thicker one.
Yeah?
Yeah. What's the disadvantage having a thicker one?
Well, if there was a disadvantage, I wouldn't have put it in Toheed's hands because what it does, Toheed, it can help you slow the release of the club down if your grip's slightly thicker.
Okay.
So it could actually help minimise that shot that you have when you hit it left. It could actually be a benefit to you.
Right, okay.
There's certainly no, in your case, there's no hindrance.
I think I'll go a little bit thicker.
A little bit thicker. And I think that will help Toheed slow his release down. I wouldn't have put an undersized grip in his hands because, again, I wouldn't have wanted to encourage more release. You know, because that could have made your bad shot worse.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely go ahead with a little bit thicker.
So just to conclude, what irons are going to be in Toheed's bag? We're going to go for the Sim Max 2.
Okay,
We're going to be going for standard length, 1 degree upright, with the stiff KBS toe 120 gram shaft.
It sounds very good.
And we're going to go for a slightly thicker grip, the mid-size Golf Pride grip.
Okay.
And that is what irons are going to be in Toheed's bag. So do you want to say anything on that one?
Because we did decide right in the beginning that we have to deal with everything with a lot of integrity and honesty. And that's my honest opinion, what I'm going to say to you. I feel I was expecting huge difference between my bullet and these expensive range clubs. For beginners, I would definitely suggest I didn't find that huge difference. Of course there will be difference. Of course it's better than them, but not as good as I anticipated. Let's put it that way. That's my honest opinion. And
that's as honest as you're going to get today, guys. So Toheed, you know, he's really convinced that he wants to play golf, you know, and he's going to really get himself into it. So he's comfortable buying new clubs. But I think Toheed's expectation of getting some pings or some TaylorMades, he thought it was going to make him a lot longer, a lot straighter. I think these improvements are minute, you know, as you've described.
Absolutely. It's good for us to be very honest with people, so at least somebody can take advantage of that.
Great, and I think so. You know, probably going out and spending £1,500 on a full custom fit under the illusion that it's going to make you a pro golfer.
No, not at all. That's my honest opinion.
Got a lot more hard work to do.
Yeah, and we'll continue doing that because everything is without a script, and we'll have to continue doing that. See you later.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.